Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome on in. This is the 198th level of the RPG Cave. I am one of your hosts, the level 199 human Dark Lord, Ryan Turford, and I am joined, as always, by the level 199 elf battle alchemist, Dr. Garret Blend. How's it going, Garret?
It's going well. Ryan, does anyone dab anymore?
I don't actually know.
Or is that like a 2018 thing?
I mean, old people like me will sometimes dab because for nostalgia's sake, but I don't actually know.
I feel like the Gen Z just left that.
Oh, hold on. Milady of Scott just confirmed in the chat. No, nobody dabs anymore.
Got it. Okay. It's intake. Okay. Cool.
Because sometimes we'll start the show and I'll refer to you as the dabbing Garret because you're usually dabbing as the show starts.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess it's a 2017, 28 thing. And
Yep.
Now it's antiquated.
It's
now
just,
the Gen Z I don't know what they're doing.
They're not flossing anymore either. They're doing something else.
They're not flossing. No.
Yeah. They're not even saying bussin' anymore, Garret. God.
They're saying no cap or I don't know what they're doing.
I feel like this is the part of the podcast where like people are already turning us off because they're like, oh God, they're so old. Why are they so old?
I think I'm like one of the last generation. I mean, like I was of, borderline millennial, but I'm still a millennial, but like you go 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And they're in that phase of like constantly chasing the trends, playing the Fortnites. I don't know what they're doing.
Hanging out, playing as Serena Carpenter, it's a whole.
Sabrina Carpenter, yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter, yeah. I mean, whereas I am so old that I remember what the world was like before the internet existed. So that's just telling you that I can't keep up with the times now, Garret. So it's fine. It's fine.
I barely remember MySpace.
Oh, man, that hurts my soul a little bit because you clearly weren't even around for like the GeoCities era, Garret, which was the era before MySpace, where everyone and their mother had their own website that they would build, that they would code manually through HTML code. And then they would ask people to sign their guest books, and then they would build, their website to play like MIDI versions of their favorite song. Oh my God. It's all good. See? But Lady of Scott just chimes in, missing all the coding we used to do. Yeah, everyone
so
learned
much coding.
HTML code.
Now I just ask a little AI and it does it for me. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
replacing my job. There you go.
Well, I mean, it's coming for all our jobs, anyways.
Pretty much.
Also, welcome on, Fulia. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. But this is the RPG Cave, Garret, where we talk about role-playing games all the time, I swear. So let's, of course, get this housekeeping out of the way so we can get to the raid boss as quickly as possible. So first off, it is the month of September on your calendar, but you might not actually know it is actually the month of September over on Twitch. And of course, September, we're of course hitting the pavement hard. We've been doing tons of streaming over at twitch.tv/carpoolgaming live. But we also have all the podcasts over there as well. You can make sure to go check us out. In fact, we did not one but two, or I should say I did not one but two live streams yesterday because we watched the Nintendo Direct together, Garret. Myself, and then Sean and Fulia. That VOD is up over there if you wanted to see our takes on some of the Nintendo Direct stuff. But then also I streamed Borderlands 4 after for a couple hours, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, and of course, I think tomorrow I'm planning a stream at 11 a.m. over on the Twitch channel as well. Currently, I have written on the document Super Metroid full playthrough, but Garret, I've been in the mood to play some weird PS2 games, like Friends, the one with all the trivia, or Britney's Dance Beat, and I'm like,
licensed PS2 games. I love it.
I mean, I also have weird non-licensed games too that might enter the mix, but I'm thinking maybe that actually happens tomorrow instead. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. But of course, throughout the month of September, of course, we all Twitch subs and gifted subs are on a discount, so it's 25% off 1 month subs, 25% off 3 month subs, and 30% off 6 month subs. And of course, it's last now all the way up until October 1st at 10 a.m. And why, of course, this is a big deal is because not only are you saving money on subs at home, but we actually get the full payout instead. So it's win-win for everybody. All your support from Twitch goes directly to funding our efforts for Extra Life 2025. So not only do you get a discount and ad-free viewing, you also get the September 2025 badge on your Twitch account. And if we get hype trains rolling, of course, up to level 2, 35% off all GIP subs. Bundle kicks in. So shout out to that, of course. Also, we have to say thank you to our brand new Patreon over on patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Purple Rylu, who joined as a free member. So shout out to them. We also have brand new content over on the old Patreon. Of course, Lockless Pants episode is out right meow. You can go listen to it over on Patreon. And then Seth's episode will actually be out tomorrow from the time that you're watching this, if you're watching it live. Otherwise, if you're listening on both the Patreon feed or the free feed, it's been out already. Go listen to it. Usually I like to tee up the next person, but we are currently waiting for confirmation on that. So you'll find out on Monday when the questions post goes up. So make sure to go check that out then. We also have, of course, backtrackers and book trackers. Got two different
crafters.
Two different book clubs in the Discord as well. The Carpool Gaming Discord, by the way, free to join if you're interested. The link is in the description of this podcast. So the current Backtrackers game is Trails of Iron 2. They're meeting up on September 20th, so next weekend at 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern time, which is actually the same time the show goes live. And the current Book Crafters theme.
Book Crafters, yeah.
Is all about fall. So autumn, harvest, back to school stuff. And they're meeting in the Discord on Saturday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time or 7 p.m. Eastern time. So and Book Crafters is, as a reminder, is like a crafts or books thing where you either have to read a book that has the theme or, make a craft of some kind that matches the theme.
Ryan, can a craft be a coffee drink?
I don't know. You'd have to honestly ask, Star and Gizmodo, because I don't know.
Can it be a pumpkin spice latte? I can try and make that.
Maybe.
Blend some spices together.
I know we had this debate before, but like Lego counts. You could make like a Lego pumpkin or something.
I don't have Legos.
I mean, you could.
The thing is with Legos is like you either have kids and so you have like just a mess of Legos, or you're an adult and you pay like 5 times the price for a licensed whatever Lego set.
This all seems accurate, Garrett. This all seems accurate. But, anyways, that's it for all the housekeeping stuff. So, of course, we got to get into one of the most hotly anticipated sections of the show, Garrett. Garrett's Things.
Let's do it. What do I have up here? Oh, yeah.
You wrote them down literally like 20 minutes ago. How did you forget?
Not 20 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago.
Anyways. I'm sorry.
My mind flees all sorts of places. Anyways, I watched The Conjuring last night, Ryan.
The first one?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like, I think it's been since like it got released. I watched it and completely forgot about it. That's a scary movie.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I mean, I think it's a scary movie. You don't think it's a scary movie?
A lot of people would agree with you, but I personally think it's lower on the scary movie scale than of scary movies that I typically watch, Garrett.
I don't even want to go into your realm then.
Probably not. Most people usually don't. I watch. It takes a lot for me actually to get scared while watching a movie, Garrett. So, but I mean, the reason I enjoy horror movies is I just like the tone and the themes in horror movies, or I just like the overwhelming odds usually put up against whoever the protagonists are, and also like movies that aren't afraid to actually have bad endings. So those are more of the reasons why I like horror movies rather than getting scared, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I didn't realize it was based on a true story.
Well, I mean,
true story, quote unquote.
I was gonna say that the two main characters are they're based off real people, but I mean they stretch the truth a little bit with this movie.
Oh yeah. No joke. Nonetheless, good movie. And then I guess there's like a recent Conjuring movie.
It's actually the last one. It's Conjuring Last Rites, which just came out, which is coming out on home video fairly soon. I didn't see it in the theater, and I'm gonna I'll probably pick up the the 4K, because I already have the rest of the Conjuring movies. This is really the only one I'm missing.
How many are there?
This is like the 9th one.
Jeez, I didn't realize.
But you have to remember, there's like 4 main Conjuring films, including this one. But the Annabelle movies, all Conjuring movies, they're all like spin-offs.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep. And then also The Nun is also a spin-off of The Conjuring. So they all kind of fit into like the Conjuring universe, if you will.
My goodness. And this all started in 2013.
Yeah. Yeah. They made a lot of these.
12 years and you got all these movies. It was pretty good. I think I think the director and the cameraman did very well on like revealing scary moments and doing all that sorts of stuff. So,
well, I was gonna say, like, it does a really good. That movie does a really good job of like building suspense, and it's not just. It has jump scares, but it's not like overly reliant on jump scares to be scary.
Yeah, I love the chat noticed home video. I did too, and it really stuck out with me. I'm just like, whoa.
I mean,
that's an antiquated term.
It's so much easier to say home video than to say Blu-ray, 4K, and all the formats it's on, I guess. But I also, again, I like to collect like physical movies because as someone who works in television, Garrett, it's very... I notice the flaws in digital streaming of films specifically very noticeably, and it bugs me. So like I don't usually like to watch movies on streaming unless it's like...
Is it just
the
because
only way to do it? Well, it's not just that. It's like, especially in like dark scenes, you see like the data, like the streaming data, like trying to fill in the background, and it looks weird. There's a bunch of different, like, it's just the quality's not the same, Garrett. If you watch like a physical 4K Blu-ray of a film, and then compare that to watching it something on Disney Plus or Netflix, like it's not even the same. It's not even close. It's not even the same.
It's just like cloud streaming and playing on a hard drive.
Exactly. Yeah. Or actually, the other term I would liken it to is if you were a really big music snob, Garrett, and you had like you wanted like the most like real like the most top notch music sound, you don't listen to music on Spotify or you know, YouTube. You buy vinyls.
Yeah, you buy the vinyls, and then that's when you're a true audiophile.
Yeah, because I talked about me getting rid of a lot of my stuff, and I'm getting rid of a lot of my physical games because with physical games versus digital games, you get very much the same experience between the two.
You do, basically.
Whereas with physical movies versus digital movies, you don't. So the movie collection is actually the last like thing on the list of things to get rid of. If that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways. I distracted us long enough. Thing 2.
All right. And thing number 2, I want to play all the games, Ryan. When do I have time to play all the games?
Yep.
I listen to these shows and podcasts like, I'm playing Silk Song. I'm playing this, and that. And I'm like, when do you have time? I'm still holding for dear life on Cyberpunk, on Bravely Default for months now.
Yeah.
How do you people just like go jump game to game to game?
Well, I mean, everyone's life is different though, Garrett.
Everyone's life is different.
Because like for me, I have a job, and you're going to talk about this in a second when you talk about your job. But like I've already have a job where I work from home the majority of the time. I'll go to the office 2 days a week. And I also don't have a lot of hobbies outside of games. Like I'm not, I don't have like a girlfriend I'm going out and doing stuff with, or I don't have friends who live in the city where I'm gonna go out and do stuff. So for the most part, and I don't really have like any other commitments. So it gives me the free time to play a lot of stuff, if that makes more sense. Whereas not everyone has like that ability, because real life it gets in the way a lot.
Well, yeah, but there's still people that have all those things and they have time to play video games.
Yeah,
like in a good brisk pace. So.
Like a certain person we know who asked a question this week.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. But, like, I think it's just my cadence, my pacing, like, inherently. Like, even with, excluding all those things, I think I'm just a slow person. Maybe,
or maybe you also games. Just like to really savor games, too. Like, I think that's part of it, too.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm living vicariously off of other people playing games because they're going left and right. They're describing it. It's like, that sounds so cool. I want to
Yeah.
play it. It's just like, no, I don't have time to play it.
But also, like, you also have to remember there's a lot of people that are like that also don't finish their games, Garrett. Like, like I know Kevin in our chat, for example, in the Discord, he's an exception. He finishes a lot of games. But there's a lot of people who play a bunch of different games that bounce from game to game, but don't necessarily finish them. Whereas I think almost every single game that you usually play, you usually finish.
Yeah. Unless I don't like it.
Yeah. And Fulia actually makes a great point here. Fulia bounces between the games because she plays a lot of shorter games, like on purpose.
And then I say I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That's what I mean. You just keep naming super long games.
It's like, I can't wait for and Bravely Default.
That's why, again, I'm actually like so relieved that the next Garrett Backlog adventure is a shorter game.
Sounds good. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that. All right, thing number 3. They actually reduced the days in my return to office, like going to the office, from 4 to 3 days a week.
Yes.
Which helps a lot. Like, my commute, Ryan, is like an hour, over an hour. It's like an hour 15.
Right.
Like going over and coming back. So that's like 2.5 to 3 hours
That's crazy, dude.
of commute every day.
Yeah, because think about how much time you're losing from your life by doing that. Because like for me, like to put things in context, like my commute is 15 minutes
Oh my
to my
gosh.
office every day.
That's
Like
crazy.
I only go twice a week, so it's like when I'm basically done work, like I'm home very quickly. So I'm not losing a lot of time that way. But you're right. Like if you had like an
Right.
hour long commute every week, like or every like each way, like dude,
Each
that's
way.
so much of your time you're losing.
Yeah, and like that's kind of normal. I even say like United States in general, like commuting, it's like you're in the car, you're hitting traffic.
Yep.
It's very very like normal in like LA and Dallas where you have just highways and highways of things. You have to be in a car. You have to go to the office 5 days a week. An hour is like pretty normal for a lot of people. Sometimes more. Like hour and a half.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Or
It's crazy.
some people do the crazy thing where they'll go 2 or 2.5 hours each way. Like that's your whole day essentially going to work and then just driving.
The crazy thing is, Ryan, my job does not hinge on me going to the office. Like any of my responsibilities.
Yeah.
Unless I just need to talk to people. And I was like, I could do that on Zoom, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I was gonna say like that's what my job is like too, or it's like this like it's not really reliant on being really in person at all, and that's one of the reasons why we're able to do that. But there are a lot of people at my workplace that have to go in 5 days a week that are in the same position, which is just the weirdest thing to me that they have to that people have to come into the office at all. But I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyways, thing number 4, Ryan.
Yeah.
I know, 4 things, crazy.
4 things.
I just hit chapter 5 of Bravely Default.
Oh God, here we go. I'm ready for this.
What is this? Like,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, you finally got to the part where where you thought you were like, almost done, and I was like,
Well, I kind of knew I wasn't almost done. Just looking up chapter numbers. That's
yeah.
it. I'm
Because
just
that's the
like,
thing. Like, there's
great.
not that many actual chapters left to go in the game, Garrett. But you're basically just okay. Do we want to talk spoilers? Do we want to spoil it?
I mean, it's been years. So
Well, but the remake just came out though.
yeah, okay, whatever. I just defeated the vampire asterisk. So
You sure did.
that was a particularly hard boss, and
Yep.
the dragons were particularly hard. The 2 bosses after that, pretty easy. It was the Earth Crystal, and then
Well, they were only easier because you leveled up your characters to the optional stuff. Because most players, if they skipped out on that, they would have actually had a harder time with those other 2 bosses.
yeah, they
Like they
struggle
were
with it.
scaled, assuming that you skipped those optional things.
So I pretty much have every job except for the last one.
Yeah.
So can't wait to play more of this game.
Yeah, you just can't wait to basically just do everything all over again.
What happened? What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, because you've gotten to the point in the game where it's like, all right, now you basically get to replay the game 9 times. please be excited.
Well, I'm glad I got most of the jobs situated. So now I just gotta train up, and I'm glad this is a commute game as well, Ryan. So I don't even have to worry about it being in my gaming time or whatever.
I think we made Yarden sad, Garrett. Who's Yarden, of course, for audio listeners says, "Thanks for a lot, Garrett. I was gonna start that game tomorrow. Jeez."
Were you? Were you actually, Yarden?
That's actually a good question. I wonder if Yarden was gonna start it tomorrow. I mean, you could have just skipped ahead. That's fine. But yeah,
just turn it to easy and turn off the random encounters.
Yarden, of course, confirms now.
Well, Kevin mentioned his brother be Bravely Default in 40 hours, and it's just you must have turned off random encounters or something, because that's impossible. It really is going through that game in 40 hours. Anyways.
Yeah. My God. It's because that's the thing. It's not a short game at all.
No, it's not. I'm curious how Bravely the second layer, how it is.
That one's much better about that, but I know a lot of people didn't love that as much.
And Bravely Default 2. I'm curious about those other games now. See where they go with it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But because this was the part you're at now is one of the more controversial parts about this game where people did not they're either people leaned into this or people hated this section you're going to now. So
is it 100-line Defense Academy where there's 700 different endings?
No, there's one ending, but there's a lot of grinding that you have to do.
Dragon Quest 11's like that too, right?
Yeah, that's true too. I forgot about that. We're going to talk about Dragon Quest in a bit, actually, which is going to be exciting. But Garrett, before we get into all that, there's a little quest marker over there. I would like to go talk to that NPC and get that. Go on a side quest. So, there are two games that I played yesterday that I would like to talk about quick impressions of. First off, I'll actually get this one out of the way because it's actually quicker. Yesterday, Garrett, I played an hour of Persona 3 on Switch. The demo.
You have it on the demo. Okay.
The game itself doesn't come out till the end of October on Switch, but the demo's out right now, and the save progress carries over. It's basically just the first, basically the prologue for the game, essentially.
Okay.
And I've got to say, Garrett, this game actually runs really well on Switch too.
It does. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it runs. Don't get me wrong, it's capped at 30 frames per second, but it's Persona 3.
You don't need 60.
You don't need 60.
No.
And it actually looks perfectly fine at 30 frames per second. And in fact, actually, I was pretty impressed by the graphical detail of the locations, where it looks pretty identical to what I saw while playing the game on PS5 or Series X. It just runs at 30 frames instead of 60 frames. So
I mean, that's good. I'm glad it runs good, normal on Switch too.
Yeah, exactly. So everything felt great playing it. So I actually think this is going to be if people have been waiting for Persona 3, I think this is going to be a really good version of the game when it does come out in October. However, of course, this is a game that goes on sale regularly on other platforms. So maybe you don't need to pay full price for it when it comes out, but I think this is going to be a good game that if you've been waiting for it, just grab it on sale probably over Black Friday or early next year. And I think it's going to be pretty good on Switch.
Maybe you should get it all in one package with episoditis. I don't know if they're doing that.
They did announce that's happening. We don't know if there's going to be a bundle for it at some point. But for now, we know it's coming later. Sometime next year, they're going to do the DLC for it as well. But I think it's all going to come out at once, they said, rather than having it come out in it be a staggered release like they did originally.
I'm wondering if they're going to do Metaphor Re Fantasio, the Royal Plus Enhanced Edition next year. Yeah. Or a year after. And then that will be on Switch too. As well.
I think that they actually probably do that at some point next year. Yeah, because I mean, we've talked about it before when we were predicting stuff, but I've been predicting Metaphor on Switch 2 for the longest time, ever since the Switch 2 was announced. And I think that it's only a matter of when, not if, at this point for that game. So Yeah, I think that's probably what they're waiting for. Is like if they're gonna do a re-release of it, that's what they're waiting for.
Yeah, they're gonna wait till there's like, hey, we actually have the true ending in this game.
Oh God.
The actual and we have improved everything from the beginning to end. So yeah.
See, Garrett, I say, oh God, like I would be like, man, that would suck. But at the same time, I'm totally exactly the person that would just go and double dip and play it again.
Yeah, play it again, and it's going to be there's another 80 hours of content past the ending. So,
oh God, well, good. Then it's going to be like a 150-hour game at that point. Just great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
on Switch 2.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, other game I played yesterday, Garrett. I played this on stream. I played this actually a lot last night. Also, when I finished work,
Nice.
Borderlands 4. On PS5 Pro is where I played it. This game is actually a lot of fun. I'm actually really enjoying Borderlands 4 quite a bit.
Good.
So, first of all, we noticed earlier in the week, Garrett, reviews were actually really good for Borderlands 4. I think it ended up sitting only at an 84. I think on OpenCritic.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Which is actually good. I think that it's 85 now. Actually, so
Pretty
I think
good.
that only puts it behind Borderlands 2, which was an 86. So. Very, very similar scores to Borderlands 2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm super happy for them that they still keep the Borderlands franchise going, that 3 didn't, put them off on the sideline. And then Tiny Tina's Wonderland, it was good. It was just whatever, though. Yeah, the story was... I'm sure 4 story is not, like, the best ever either, but...
It's not the best ever, but it's interesting. They're like going for like a more serious tone with the story this time around.
That's good.
I noticed where you've got like it's less jokey, if that makes sense. Where I don't want to spoil it, but there's like this dude who doesn't age. He's like refers to himself as the Time Lord, and he and on this planet, basically anyone who crash lands on it, his army will capture you, and they'll tag you with this thing that hooks into your spinal cord, where he can basically take control of anyone who's got this implant at any time. He kind of reminds me actually of like that dude in Mass Effect 2 who. You will understand that reference actually now, who takes over other soldiers. So that actually happens in this game actually, which is interesting. In fact, this game actually kind of has like a few similarities to Mass Effect 2 because one of the characters, like there's a melee character or a melee focused kind of character, and one of his builds has this like flame charge ability where his main ability that you use on cooldown, he'll like charge towards the enemy, knock them into the air, and then you'll like slow down time a little bit and then be able to shoot the enemies around you, so you get like up close and personal with enemies, which is actually straight ripped out of Mass Effect 2 because one of the classes in Mass Effect 2 allows you to do that as well. So there are actually some interesting similarities between those games, but just the act of exploring the open world is really fun. I know that a lot of people were concerned about the console versions of the game because the reviews were PC only. Like they didn't actually send out console codes at all. So anyone who played on console was just playing day one. But I mean, I've run into like the game in performance mode runs at 60 frames per second, no drops at all. Like I haven't run into any issues. There are like some low res textures that I've seen, but again, like that doesn't. It's never been enough to take me out of the experience or anything like that. Especially because like you will only notice it if you really like zoom in on enemies while really far away and you really like stick your cursor on them, which in a Borderlands game, as you know, Garrett, probably not doing that often. So
which character are you playing?
So I started with the Gravatar. That was the character I was playing on stream. The Gravatar, of course, is a character that uses the power of gravity to take control of the battlefield. She mostly specializes actually in frost and radiation damage, essentially. So a lot of like damage over time stuff is like kind of her deal. But I was finding like her playstyle was not really matching mine. But I wanted to give her a try because I thought she was like the most unique of all the characters. But I ended up actually just starting over and playing as the Siren actually.
Nice.
Because the Siren is actually like fairly like there's a build that's very similar to like the older Siren builds from the previous Borderlands games, but the one I'm enjoying now is all about summoning clones of yourself to go around the battlefield and attack and taunt the enemies while you like can kind of run around the battlefield and kind of position yourself to take out the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I even have like some passives where as they take out enemies, like I gain life or I'll gain ammo from like enemies that still have ammo that they murder. Like it's actually really cool. It almost feels like I'm playing like an RTS where it even like when you activate the ability to spawn your clones, you can spawn 3 of them and you can kind of choose between like a Reaper, which is like a melee taunting one, or a ranged Reaver one as well that'll attack from a distance with your guns. And they even spawn based on your element of the weapon you currently have equipped, so you can like mix and match depending on the enemy's weaknesses. But it almost feels like I'm playing like a mini RTS where I'm like positioning them around the battlefield, and then I'm using their positioning to then kind of get the best spot to shoot the enemies from. So,
No, that sounds pretty cool.
yeah,
Sounds pretty unique. So
yeah,
I'm glad it's I'm glad it's reviewing well.
yeah.
And
so-
it just sounds like more Borderlands to me. More
Yeah, like
just
and to
fun.
me as someone who's like never really clicked with the other Borderlands games, but I clicked with Tiny Tina. Like, dude, I'm having a ball playing this game. Like, I
Nice.
think like this is a game that I'm gonna, as we talked about last week when we were giving our roadmaps, this is a game I can see myself sticking with basically until Silent Hill comes out next week, or
Nice.
sorry, 2 weeks from now because it comes out I think on the 23rd. So. Yeah, like this is going to kind of probably be my game until then. The open world has a ton of stuff to collect as well, because it's not just open zones like the previous Borderlands games. It's just a full open map. They even give you like a grappling hook and a jetpack and like a vehicle you can instantly spawn to kind of get around the battlefield a lot. The open world like really easily as well. So yeah, like there's a lot of great systems in place where I actually think this is a pretty solid game. So if people were looking for like a return to form to Borderlands, or like the game to like get back into Borderlands, I think this is probably the one
Nice,
from
super
my
cool.
early impressions.
I do want to get this. I am wanting the PC version, but I want to wait till they kind of optimize a bit. Plus, I want to wait till I build my PC
Yeah,
as
which
well.
makes sense.
And then it's not playable on Steam Deck. That's what I'm hearing. Like
Yeah.
you will not be able to play this. So I was like, okay, it's a good waiting time, and see if I can pick up the Ultimate Edition on sale or something like that. That's probably what I'll go for.
It's not very often, Gary, where you find a game that just doesn't work on Steam Deck at all. Like I think we might be getting to that tipping point where like you're going to see there's going to be more and more of games being too like, because Steam Deck's been out for a while now. Like I think you're going to get games that just don't run on it. But
I'm so surprised how far it's been going for when it's been released. I mean, you can say it's like sometimes on par with Switch 2 on certain games and performances. They did an incredible job with it. I think it's gonna go much farther than right now too, because it's just whatever the limit is for a particular game, right? So,
well, it depends on it just depends on how low they can scale the settings for a lot of these games, right? Like, like if it could run on Switch 2, it'll probably run on Steam Deck. Although actually I say that, but I mean Borderlands 4 is coming to Switch 2 like next month, so you never know. I'm actually curious to see how that version runs. Actually,
I wonder how that performs.
But I mean, apparently from what I've heard, it actually runs fine on Series S. So
Nice.
I would imagine those versions are very similar. Like I think a lot of the problems that people point out in review as far as graphical problems or issues with the game are mostly with like the multiplayer right now, where there are some weird multiplayer bugs going around. So like we kind of have to wait for a lot of those to be ironed out if you want to play with friends. But for now, playing solo has been totally fine. Like I've noticed no issues playing on PS5.
Nice.
Also, this is one of those games though, Garrett, and this is one of my pet peeves with multiplayer, but this is one of those games where only the host makes progress in the game.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Like your characters will still level up. You can still get, guns and stuff from the enemies you
that's
kill.
always been the case. Yes.
But it's still annoying. Still, if you're playing the same campaign missions, that your campaign doesn't go along with it.
Yeah. But I think now, and this was in Borderlands 3 as well, I think the enemies scale specific to your level.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you get your own loot? as well. Yeah, you get your own loot line as well. So
yeah, you're not sharing loot, which is nice. Yeah.
Which in Borderlands 1 and I think 2 as well, you share loot.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I also think that I thought it was also very weird that I got the pre-order bonus for the game, Garrett. The pre-order bonus included 2 guns that were level 30 guns, and I'm level 10, so I can't even use them. They're just sitting in my inventory. But one day,
congratulations! Here's your pre-order bonus.
Yeah. Well, no, one of the pre-order bonuses starts at level 1, but the other 2 do not. So it's just weird to me that they did it that way. But, anyways, Garrett, speaking of too many games, of course, it is now time to read from the sacred texts because we reacted live, Garrett, to the Nintendo Direct yesterday.
Yeah.
And we thought we had to at least talk about a lot of this stuff because there's one game in particular I'm excited to really talk to you about, but we got to talk about some of the other games.
Sure.
So these are all the games that we saw at the Nintendo Direct, or at least the RPGs we saw. In fact, there was a count, Garrett. There was over 40 games that we saw in total at the Direct general.
That's quite a bit.
Across all genres. So, of course, since this is the RPG Cave, we're only talking about RPGs on the show.
Of course.
So, let's talk about them. So, first up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. We've talked about it a lot on the show. It's got the Switch 2 and Xbox versions coming on January 22nd. These were originally actually supposed to come out this year, but I guess they got pushed until the beginning of January. And in fact, they've got a couple of pre-order bonuses, Garrett, that we usually don't talk about pre-order bonuses, but I think these are interesting. So if you pre-order the game digitally, whether it's on Xbox or Switch, you will get a digital copy of the original Final Fantasy VII a week before this game comes out.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So you can play it, I guess, to compare the two of them. Whereas if you buy the game physically, it comes with a pack, a play booster of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards.
That's funny.
Because in a lot of ways, it's actually kind of like the same value because they're not giving you like a voucher for Final Fantasy VII, the original, but instead they're giving you something of equal value, which is a pack of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards, which actually has the potential to open like double the value of the pre-order bonus.
Yeah, pretty good cards. Pretty interesting pre-order bonuses there. So
yeah. Okay. So I thought that was interesting because again, we usually don't talk about pre-order bonuses, but the fact that they're just including a whole game or a pack of valuable cards, I think is actually like an interesting angle. Additionally, they did confirm the full remake trilogy is coming to Xbox and Switch in the future. So they're not just going to be, the other two are not exclusive to PlayStation. They didn't talk about this for the longest time, but officially now they've announced that yes, you're getting all the games on all the platforms.
I think Square Enix learned their lesson.
Yeah.
With just selling on PS5. And it seems like it's the big Japanese publishers really kind of complaining about PS5, which is interesting. I mean, you heard about the Capcom.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started with that.
Oh yeah, we can go on that rant later. But
dude was like, man, I can't believe that this game only sold 10 million copies. Why is it selling so poorly?
Yeah,
it's the PS5 price. Surely it's
the PS5
and nothing else
in Japan. And then Square Enix has been complaining about but being behind on sales, both on Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah,
in general. So I guess, and they said we got to push multi-platform. So yeah, it's coming to Xbox and Switch, Steam, Epic Games as well. They're putting on everything. So.
God, you remember when Final Fantasy VII Remake, when it first came to PC, it was exclusive to Epic Games Store? You remember that?
You remember Borderlands 3 was Epic Games exclusive as well?
Oh my God.
I have the Epic Games version of Borderlands 3.
Of course you do.
Because I had to get it day one.
You can't even play it on Steam Deck that way, Garrett.
Yes, I can.
I know you can. I just make the joke. But yeah.
But, interesting.
Either way, as much as I like to say that I just don't love Remake as much as I wish I did, I'm glad that at least more people are getting a chance to play it, and I think this is going to be a good game. Even if people wanted to double dip on it, I think it'll be good as well. And it comes with a pack of Magic the Gathering cards, so of course I'm going to endorse it. Please, but And by the way, if y'all don't actually collect Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards, I would just honestly open the cards and sell the rare that you open from it to your local game store. It'll probably be worth at least $10. So, because a lot of the Final Fantasy ones are actually pretty expensive.
Or keep it for years. See if it goes up in value.
Yeah, that's true too. Honestly, because they're not going to probably reprint most of those because they're Final Fantasy ones. So they're going to kind of just stay as is. I think like we have a similar trajectory with actually the Avatar set that's probably coming out too, where like they're probably never going to reprint those cards. And
I gotta get on that. I gotta get some.
Well, Garrett, I hate to alarm you.
Oh
but
no!
Currently, and I'm gonna pull this up for reference, so I don't actually quote the incorrect price here. But in Canada, if you would like to order a collector booster box, which includes 12 packs of Avatar, Garrett, in the collector booster style, which is like the fancier treatments, the cool treatments that I showed you, $1,100 a box.
No,
Canadian.
I'm good.
If you buy a play booster box, which is like the not as cool treatments, but you still get a ton of cards. You get 30 packs. Those are more reasonably priced. They're going for about 250 Canadian dollars.
Now, are these just like people just grab them and resell them, or is this?
No, this is from like pre-ordering from your local game store.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy too many.
Because there's an MSRP, Garrett, but the local game stores have learned that they don't need to necessarily abide by that, and people will pay markups anyways. So,
Yes, they will.
In fact, actually, Spider-Man's kind of ridiculous because I'm kind of looking on the website right now. The Spider-Man, the same equivalent of what I talked about with Spider-Man, Garrett, with the collector boosters, 1,700 Canadian dollars for
just
a box
that's just
of 12 packs.
It's just not good. Let's just not get into hundreds of dollars for cards. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
Now you know why they're worth so much, but that's a whole other thing. That's Magic the Gathering. We don't need to talk about that here. We've talked about Magic the Gathering enough on the show.
Yeah.
Next up, of course, Garrett, this was something that people, of course, kind of leaked ahead of time. Dragon Quest VII getting a remake called Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. It was announced, but they announced a release date. And it's a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, dude, February
5th, 2026. I mean, for God's sakes, we have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD coming out in a month and a half, like at the end of October. So it's basically going to be like 3 months until this one.
They're really going to stuff you with Dragon Quest games until Dragon Quest 12 eventually comes around. They're just going to, it's like just a fat turkey, just going to stuff you with all these old Dragon Quest games that you better play these.
Yeah.
That's
But this one's
like.
interesting though, because it's like it's a remake of a PS2 Dragon Quest game. And it looks completely different from that.
It looks really different.
It looks like a remake, like a full remake of that game.
Yeah. How do you think of the art style of this one?
I mean, it's still very much the Dragon Quest art style, and I'm still not really into it. Especially like the 3D Dragon Quest art style, I'm not super into.
Yeah.
Like I'm way more interested in HD 2D Dragon Quest than I am like the 3D stuff.
I think I'm kind of with you, Ryan. This did not wow me. The art style did not wow me either. It looks, it's very cheapy. Of course, Dragon Quest is that. But it seems to pop out a lot more in this, and it's all flat surface too, kind of like it's on a storybook type of deal. I want to see a little bit more before I make any conclusions, but I'm not like really digging it.
Yeah, I'm same here. I'm like, honestly, like this is one where I'm like, I'm probably good with skipping this one, and also. I think if memory serves, and I'm going to go to How Long to Beat to kind of...
Yeah, that's what I was going to look up too.
I'm pretty sure that someone told me this is honestly one of the longest Dragon Quest games. So I actually think that this one...
Oh my gosh. This is insane. I mean, it's Persona level.
It's so on How Long to Beat, main story, Garrett.
Main story, yeah.
78 hours. Main plus extras. 96 hours for completionist to finish everything, 153 hours.
Insanity.
Yeah.
And, that's just on average, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what's Brave Default's average right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I'm gonna scale my pacing. It's 54 and a half hours. I'm right now 57 hours.
Yeah.
And well, okay, I'm doing main plus sides. I'm doing all the optional.
I was gonna say you're probably in the 75-hour range.
Yeah.
That's quoted on
so
the site.
I'll probably be in the 96-hour range.
Yeah.
Because I like to do all the optional stuff. Like, I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not doing the optional stuff. That's just how I am.
Now, Seth brings up a good point in the chat, and this is something I hadn't considered. Seth says, yeah, they're apparently reworking the game significantly, which is why it's called Reimagined, which means, Garrett, it's entirely possible that they actually make this game shorter.
I did hear some, I think it's like an interview or article or whatever, they are quote-unquote streamlining the main story.
This is the Dragon Ball Kai. The Dragon Ball Z Kai of Dragon Quest VII, clearly. The same equivalent. For folks that don't know, by the way, Dragon Ball Z had so many episodes and there was a ton of filler. So they ended up actually doing something called Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was they took like the essential Dragon Ball Z episodes and then they put them into an anime together and made it much shorter. So I'm guessing it's very similar to that. And Seth, of course, chimes in with the quote from Square Enix PR. This new reimagined version has been built from the ground up with a completely reworked story that makes it much easier to tackle. So I imagine that this might still be a long game though. This might still be a 40-hour game, but I'm imagining if that quote is to be believed, that it's probably not 80 hours anymore to just finish the main story.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So that's interesting, but I'm still very much wait and see. Like I'm just so much more excited for 1 and 2, honestly, at this point.
I gotta be honest with you, Ryan. I don't know why. I think it's just my mind or whatever. I like the 3DS, like kind of pixelated, more 3D art style. Of these games, rather than seeing this very clean, almost shiny storybook poppy art style in buttery smell. I don't know. Maybe it's just a preference, or I'm just weird. But.
That's actually no, but I kind of get what you're saying though, because I had the same feeling when I saw Blue Dragon for the first time on Xbox 360, where again it's a game that it's got this Toriyama, Dragon Quest-esque style to it, and I kind of had the same feeling about that game too. So I think I know what you're referring to. Where again, it just feels weird to me, honestly. So, but anyway. I'm curious to see the game actually in action, but this is very much a wait and see for me. Like I'm also not super into Dragon Quest, anyways.
We need Seth to come in and just like splurge for us and like be all excited about it.
I'm just waiting for the Kevin Ainsworth hot takes about Dragon Quest 7.
Oh man, can we have Seth and Kevin just like go at it?
Oh my god,
with the Dragon Quest episode, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, Garrett, this is one that I don't think you had an amazing reaction to this one when we saw this at the showcase, but we have to talk about it. So this is Pokemon Pokopia. This is a spin-off of Pokemon where you play as Ditto, and it comes out sometime in 2026, and it kind of looks like Dragon Quest Builders, but it's with Pokemon. Where you're kind of like building up this landscape. You're able to talk to Pokemon, because you're playing as Ditto, you're playing as a fellow Pokemon who can understand the Pokemon language, and you're learning like other abilities from the Pokemon. Like they showed off talking to Bulbasaur, and then learning like be able to turn like form vines to then kind of like cut the grass essentially.
Yeah, this was not on my bingo card with Pokemon games. Yeah, but seeing it like a second or third time, is like, okay, this is why you kind of went after Prowl World a little bit. So it's more of this survival crafting thing. Yeah. I'll give them this. It looks cute. I think it delivers to the audience they want to deliver. I think it's a really, it makes sense to make this game for the Pokemon audience, for the Nintendo audience. I think it's just me. I'm just a jaded, older Pokemon fan that doesn't really care for this. And I think I just need to see more gameplay. It looks a little too freeform for me. That Dragon Quest Builders, what I really like about it has structure. It's like, here's the quests, here's the blueprints. You're going to do this, this, and that. That's what I like about Dragon Quest Builders. It's a checklist.
Yeah.
And then
well, again, the game might be that too. We just haven't really seen a ton of the game itself.
Yeah. So I just need to see more gameplay of it. That's all.
Yeah, because Seth actually chimes in here and says apparently a lot of the Dragon Quest Builders team is on Pokopia. So.
Yeah, so I'm curious about it and see what the gameplay is like, but the trailer didn't move the needle for me particularly.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Champion of Light who comes in here and says Marth should do some ASMR. 100%. You
Great
should.
News. Yeah. Great news.
We currently have ASMR Garret in the house here right now. So
yeah. Gotta keep it quiet.
Yeah, of course. Whereas this game honestly doesn't really do anything for me. As much as I'm kind of having a resurgence of being into Pokemon, Garret. Like I've just never really been into any of the Pokemon spin-offs, and this one just doesn't do anything for me personally. But I saw a lot of people that were excited about this one.
I know Donnie's like over the moon, and Rebecca.
I saw both of them freaking out about it. Like they were so
oh my gosh, this
it.
looks so good. It looks amazing. I'm like,
yeah,
we didn't see much of it, so
I just think it's not for us. But
I think so too.
Yeah, because I heard them because I did end up checking out a little bit of their post direct wrap up Shack last night, and I remember them talking about how they saw so many more people excited about Virtual Boy, but then not many people excited about this online. And I think it's just I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, Garrett. Where I think for a lot of people for a game like this, they're only going to be more hyped about it when we see just more about it. Just in general.
I think so too. I think they just got to see like what's the flow of it, because they just wanted to show the basic concepts down. It's like, it is a survival crafting game with Ditto. It looks cute. It has Pokemon in it. I think I've seen this enough. Yeah. Like Dragon Quest Builders and Minecraft and all these other things, like these cozy games. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to do something that I like? I'm not particularly in this genre, so yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Also, come on, please. Everyone's excited about Virtual Boy. It wasn't just me freaking out yesterday, which, by the way, I posted the clip of that.
There's so many people Discord. Into Virtual Boy. I was just like, okay.
Cool. Yep. Even though it's like the worst thing in the world, because honestly, I would love to stream Virtual Boy games, Garrett, like live stream them, but you can't because it doesn't work in docked mode. Like it only works with the peripheral, so you can't stream or capture footage from it. So it is very annoying for content creators, because I would love to I would love to play like a game like Jack Brothers or like the Wario game on stream.
I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but the 3DS hacking community, they did a really good job of grabbing a Virtual Boy emulator and putting all the games in, and it's pretty good apparently.
That would be good, but I don't. It runs into the same problem. I don't have like a capture kit for a 3DS, Garrett.
It's 3DS is older, tricky hardware.
Yeah,
like you can stream it to your PC, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could actually get like a physical mod as well, but you'd have to have someone install it.
That takes a lot of money, and someone to actually put it in.
Yeah. But anyways, Garrett, that wasn't the only Pokemon news we got, because they obviously showed a new trailer for Pokemon Za coming out next month. But they also announced the first or I should say not the first DLC, just the DLC bundle for Pokemon Za called Mega Dimension. It's coming out sometime. So first of all, we know that Raichu specifically is getting X and Y forms, and it'll be out if you get the DLC on October 16th. I have no idea how this is going to work, whether or not you have to get a Raichu and then you have an item to then give it the different evolution or the different forms, or if it works some other way. Either way, you'll get that as like a pre-order bonus with the DLC, and then new story content will be added. TBD is what they said. Yeah, at some point. So this is, of course, just very reminiscent of what they've been doing with the last couple Pokemon games because, Sword and Shield got kind of its 2 kind of story expansions, and then Pokemon Scarlet got its 2 kind of story expansions. And I'm guessing it's going to be kind of the same structure for this too.
Yeah, that sounds good. They also showcased Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. I'm glad that's there.
I'm excited, man. Pokemon ZA coming out next month. I'm excited to get myself a slice of ZA and, chow down on this cool looking game. So.
I think this is another one I'll wait for DLC, and actually this one complete package with Switch 2. And so, not a day one.
Well, I was going to say, this is the type of game, Garrett, where you wouldn't want to play it on Switch 1 anyways. Like, you need, this is a game you need to just wait for Switch 2 for.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. Even though it's on Switch 1. Also, fun fact, we got this confirmed yesterday, but they added Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4 to the voucher program.
Yeah, the vouchers.
And I think the paid upgrade for both these games is $10. So it's actually cheaper to buy these games with the vouchers, like the Switch 1 versions, if you're going to buy them digitally and then pay the $20 to upgrade them both.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
good.
Just to buy them.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah. And then it's actually even cheaper in Canada to do it, Garrett, with because currently eShop cards are like $10 off right now, and they've been off $10 off at Costco and Amazon basically for the last month and a half, essentially.
I mean, Costco does that regularly too in the US as well. So
yeah, save yourself
pretty
some
cool.
cash, man. There's been lots of games to play, but next up, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Garrett, Twisted Revolution or Twisted Reflection. Because this was announced at the Partner Direct, but we just knew 2026 for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know official release date, March 13th, 2026.
They didn't even announce it even a month ago, right?
No, it was literally like 3 weeks ago.
Well, why did they have to? I don't know. Anyways, okay.
But it got this full hype kind of story trailer. It looks really cool. Again, I think it looked cool the last time we saw it. I think it looks cool now. And March 13th. It's on my calendar.
It runs pretty well. So yeah. I hope it runs well on Switch too. It looks very open as well. Yeah. Like you're riding dragons all across this big open world. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks very different in that way from the previous Monster Hunter Stories games.
And it's very close to medieval times. It's following that cadence, which is very different than the previous Monster Hunter Stories games. So, yeah, I'm curious how this will go.
Yeah, I think this will be a good game. I'm gonna throw my prediction now, Garrett. I think this is gonna be like an 80, like a low 80s on OpenCritic or Metacritic.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I have actually much more faith in the Stories games now than I do in the mainline Monster Hunter games, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
But last up, Garrett, final announcement of the Direct. And in fact, it closed this out, Garrett. It was the one more thing. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave announced coming 2026. Oh my God, Garrett, we finally did it.
We did
Brand new
it.
Fire Emblem game. Dude, I was so excited when we saw this. I have been waiting for a new Fire Emblem game.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally got it with this one.
Yeah, when we were seeing the trailer, I saw the Coliseum. I'm like, Fire Emblem? Is this Fire Emblem? And then I saw the character model. I'm like, that's Fire Emblem.
Yep.
Right there. Just kind of knew it.
You can tell because it's just the same animation studio that's been doing all the cutscenes since the character designs even since Fire Emblem Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Madhouse, I think, does it. I think, and they're a bigger anime studio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But looks pretty good, Ryan.
Yeah, looks pretty good. So we know a couple things. We know that first of all, it's got kind of 4 characters that the story kind of revolves around. We've got Kai, Theodora, Diedrich, and Lita. And basically there's this big kind of gladiator festival, and kind of the 4 characters are participating for different reasons. And they kind of have the trailer kind of showed that they have each of their own story arcs. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to know how this works. In fact, actually, I'm just going to bring this question in now before we kind of get to some of the other stuff that I want to talk about with this. Kevin Ainsworth chimes in and says, Do you think we will see multiple routes again for this game? Rewatching the trailer, it almost seems like they're setting up multiple main characters. So we just confirmed that, of course, that the multiple main characters. So do we think these are 4 different routes, Garrett, like 3 houses? Or do we think that you're going to just play it as these different characters as the commanders through different parts of the story?
I'm thinking more of the latter half.
Okay.
Because it seems like they're not, at least from the trailer, they're not really conflicting with one another. They're not like, I mean, they're participating in this gladiator festival. But
well, they'll have to fight each other in the festival eventually. Like that's my thought process.
Mm-hmm. But I think you're not gonna just pick one and go all the way through. I think it's gonna be a little. I imagine more like vignettes. But
or like something like Octopath, even. Like
something like Octopath could be possible as well. It's very interesting hearing the like watching the trailer the second time this morning. They really are like have much different motivations. They have much different play styles. Like one character's way like much more supportive, has like an army or whatever. One is like more like self-driven, sword focused, has a chocobo. Like there's so many different things happening. I'm imagining as you think as well as like they're maybe coming all together at the end.
Yeah, I would imagine that's probably, in which case I think like it is probably one route. You're probably correct, Garrett. But I think
and multiple endings.
Maybe, yeah, depending on I guess who ultimately comes the champion. Even if, although part of me knowing like playing other Fire Emblem games feels like the climax of this game is not going to be the Coliseum stuff. It's going to be some other bigger threat that they all kind of come together to stop. Yeah. And so I don't actually know if there will be different endings. I think there might actually only be one ending with this. We'll see.
That would be cool.
What I'm thinking though is that throughout the story, maybe there's certain points in the story where like maybe you get to the Coliseum and 2 of the characters have to fight each other and you choose which one you want to play as. Like, I think maybe stuff like that, like maybe you're going to have choices throughout the route that maybe change some things.
And maybe, like, you choose one the first time around. Yeah. And then it changes the course for the other character or whatever. Yeah. So maybe, like, the fates of each of these characters is different depending on how you play.
Yeah. And maybe that's where you can kind of lead into, like, it might have one, like, kind of centralized ending, but it also has, like, in the epilogue, you'll learn what happened with the other characters based on your choices. Kind of like how Fire Emblem Awakening did kind of at the end of that game. Or Revelations, the 3rd DLC pack for Fates was like that too.
How do you, I mean, we only saw gameplay briefly, but what do you think?
Dude, it looks much improved over what we saw over Engage or thing. But we also I don't think we saw enough of it to really like see how different it is between those 2 games. But like I love, for example, Diedrich, they showed off his ability to like there was a giant mountain in his way, and normally in Fire Emblem you'd have to like go around the mountain to get to the other side of it, but he like teleported through the mountain to get to like these enemies that were on the other side of it. So I think there's going to be some interesting strategical combat that's going to come into play depending on who you're playing as.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Fire Emblem to me.
Yeah,
and that's what I want. So,
but it looks so much better. But it looks so much visually cleaner, though. Like that's my biggest takeaway from this game, where it's like
it looks more like 3 Houses to me than Engage, actually,
which is on purpose, I think. Because we did also get confirmation at the end of the trailer that Sothis returns from 3 Houses, and she's kind of like the ancient dragon that you kind of meet up with in that game, but she's like an adult this time around rather than a kid. So it can kind of confirms in a lot of ways, and Nintendo hasn't come out and said this, but it kind of confirms in a lot of ways that this game takes place in the same like continuity as 3 Houses, and it might even just be a sequel or like a prequel to it. We don't really know how this is going to work, but it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of weave that into the story as well, or where kind of that crossover kind of happens.
Yeah. So when do you think the release date is for this? Yeah.
I wish
that's a
this was
question.
sooner rather than later, but I think this is next fall.
Oh, you think fall? Okay.
Or at least like no earlier than next July is kind of what I'm going to say. Like second half of the year, I think.
I'm thinking May.
Okay.
I'm thinking they're gonna hit around that time.
I mean, I really hope you're right because this is the type of game, Garrett, where I would love to get this like in a slower part of the year where we just don't have a ton of releases, where you can really just sink your teeth into this game and just have fun with it. Like I think that like maybe launching it, like I think it's better that they don't launch it in February or March because I think we're getting a lot of those games probably a lot of games probably in that time period, and obviously landing it into the fall I think makes it tougher too. So I like kind of the middle time of the year, or that's why I always liked January for Fire Emblem. Like that's why I thought January worked really well for Engage, and I think that would be a great time for this game. But yeah, part of me feels like if they're just throwing just 2026 on it, it might be farther away than we think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be no earlier than April.
Yeah.
That I'm just a little bit more optimistic that it'll be before summer.
Okay.
Then later. I don't know what first party titles do we have for 2026.
We have none announced. This is it. Or I should say you're right. You're wrong. Or sorry, I'm wrong. You're right. So we have Tomodachi Life.
Okay, we have Tomodachi Life.
We have Rhythm Heaven, Fire Emblem, and then I'm trying to remember what else we have for 2026. The Pokemon Pokopia or whatever.
And Pokopia, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we just don't have much for 2026 yet.
I imagine Splatoon Raiders Flip is a 2026 game too at this point, because we've heard nothing about that game.
How about all the stuff in the Direct? Was this all late 2025? I think there was some, like, the Yoshi game.
Oh, that's right. The Yoshi game is 2026 as well. You're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're kind of sprinkling in now. But, yeah, I think saying the year 2026,
yeah,
it's going to be later.
I was going to say, because the difference between this and those other games were, Garrett, is that the rest of those games, like Tomodachi Life, when they showed it, they gave it like the spring 2026 release date. And they kind of did the same thing with Yoshi, whereas this game was specifically just 2026. So that's why I think like this game, if it was spring, they would have just told us spring 2026, like they did with those other games.
Yeah. But pretty exciting. Switch 2 exclusive. Ryan, it's time.
Yeah.
I have to get a Switch 2 now.
Yeah, Yarden called it. Yarden called it. Like Garrett, this is the tipping point for Garrett.
Yeah, that is the tipping point, and I am very excited to grab Donkey Kong Bonanza and Pokemon Za Complete Edition.
Yeah,
Ultimate Edition, whatever. I'm happy to get all those games, and then the Bonanza DLC as well. Just shadow dropped. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not that more expensive than I was expecting. It was like $20 for the DLC. So.
Yeah, I think it's a relatively shorter. It looks like it's like, okay, let's go to the Donkey Kong.
Well, it's kind of like the Kirby DLC, because the Kirby and the Forgotten Land DLC was only like 3 hours long. So I imagine it's very similar to that as well. I'm actually just double checking. I've been looking on a website, Garrett, for like the games that are coming out next year, and I think we covered them all off. The only one we didn't cover was like Super Mario Wonders Switch 2 edition, which comes out next year as well. But like that's like a Switch 2 version of a game that's already out. So yeah, cool. I think it's most of them. Also, I was reminded by this article, Garrett, that there's a Deca Police movie that's still in development, and that game still isn't out yet.
Oh my gosh, and I was actually pretty excited. Not excited, but I was curious about that game when it got first announced back in 2022. Yeah. Or something like that.
This is a blast from the past. Like, I forgot that Deca Police was even a game.
It's like, oh, yeah, that's happening from, is it level 5 doing that?
Yeah, it's still level 5.
Oh my god.
Coming out with that. And then the other, the Professor Layton game, which they announced a long time ago too, Garrett. Like, he's coming out at some point too. So, yeah, dude. Next year's gonna be fun. Gonna be good games. But Anyways, I think that's everything from the Direct. I think we covered everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Fire Emblem again. Like I think that was just. I would normally ask like what was our most like anticipated thing from the show, but come on, it's Fire Emblem.
It is definitely Fire Emblem. Yeah.
We don't
Looking forward to it. Did Three Houses have a DLC or not DLC demo? It may have came out later.
Yeah, I think there might be one.
I think it did happen, but after it released.
I don't. There was a demo for Three Hopes, but not for the base.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're gonna do a demo for this.
Part of me feels like they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they just know people are gonna get it.
Or if they do, they'll do it like Donkey Kong, where the demo comes out after the game comes out.
Yeah. Okay.
They've been
Sounds good.
doing more demos lately, though, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did one at some point.
I'm curious, Ryan, is there any connections with the main characters of Three Houses and the main characters of this Fortune's Weave? Do you think there's some descendants, some relationships? Because I see
Maybe.
some. I think I see some of it in certain characters.
Yeah,
So.
that's true. In fact, like maybe like because there's 4 of them and there are 4 houses in Three Houses. If you include the DLC house as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe that actually kind of lines up a little bit where like each one of them is kind of like a descendant of like the house.
Is it future or the past too? Because I know it's an adult, but like I think I have to replay Three Houses again to figure out what's going on with that story. But who has time for that? Only Kevin.
I was just happy that they got Cassandra Lee Morris back, of course, who does the voice of Sothis as well, like that to do the voice again. So, Yarden, of course, asking, will Pepsi Hair Girl show up?
Oh yeah, Pepsi Hair Girl is dope.
I mean,
I liked her.
Probably not. We'll see. But I just want Ingrid back, just so Sean can save her all over again. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the RPG Cave. But before we go, of course, we got to say thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Brennan Myers, a.k.a. The Winter Gamer, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on the Xbox Drive. You can also find all of his music over at his link tree, linktr.ee/pme.gib, and TechMike, who says, whether you're Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart. Links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. Our platinum producers, Benny, Smoke and Joe, the Captain, and Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emilo Kelly, John 32, Laura, Ligerwoods 330, Mr. Giggles, OldMrFrump, Peje, and Stephen Keller. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. If you want to hop in the car with us, head over there, choose the tier that's right for you. And now, Garrett Plugs go.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Blind Explosion. You can also find me on the Discord. I read every single message on the RPG Cave. Even though I don't respond to a lot of them, I do read them. There's a lot of happening in that channel. A lot of activity.
A lot of gifts this week.
A lot of gifts. Yeah. A lot of RPGs happening. So thank you for being active in there. And then you can follow me on Backlogged whenever I update my gaming.
Yeah. Whenever you actually finish a game, because that's the thing. Like people might think that Garrett has lost touch of Backlog, but you've been updating it whenever you do finish stuff.
I'm chugging away at Bravely Default every commute.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. But anyways, that's pretty much it.
Not everyone does what I do and finishes Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Third Kind for the first time this week, and then upgrades their immediately goes to Backlogged and writes a review about it. Okay, that's not everyone.
Rare breed here.
Well, actually, currently the other game I'm playing alongside of Borderlands for Garrett, Bubsy 3D. I'm playing Bubsy 3D for the first time, and that's an experience. That's true.
Didn't Bend make those games? So Bend Studios.
I think Bend made
like Bubsy 1.
3D specifically. No, they didn't do Bubsy 1.
Oh, 3D. Yeah.
I think only Bubsy 3D they made. Because, the rest of those games were made by a different company.
Right.
Because that was, Bend Studio and Twilight Games developed that game. So, yes.
Look where they are now.
It's fine.
Good stuff.
They got Days Gone. They got a motorcycle that you get to talk to. As for me, you can always find me on the Discord, backlogged.com or letterbox.com at Ryan Turford on all the places there. You also find me on Blue Sky with the same account as well. So make sure to head over and do that. And I feel like I'm forgetting something else, but I'm saying screw it. For Garrett Bland, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been the 198th level of the RPG Cave. Oh, quick note about the next couple weeks, friends. Garrett, you're going to be away next week, so we'll figure something out. But then get ready when Garrett returns in 2 weeks, folks. 200 episode 200 of the RPG Cave. Get your character sheets out. Be prepared because there will be a brand new intro for the show. We'll keep in the same song because people will complain if we change the song, Garrett. But we're gonna change up the look. We're gonna freshen things
change
up
up the look. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there will be a new intro for the show because we do that every 100 episodes. So get your character sheets ready, friends and Garrett, because we're gonna have fun in 2 weeks. But
nice.
Until next time, friends. See ya.
Bye-bye.